If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.
Okay, I kind of just came up with this one over the past, I don't know, day or so. From watching the first 2 weeks of the season this year and kind of thinking back to your tenure with the Ravens, you were brought in as the offensive guru, genius. I know you hate that word.
Which I love that title.
I know you do. Now we brought John Harbaugh in, and his specialty was being defensive back, secondary, and special teams. Looking back at your tenure and his current tenure, we had problems with the offense when you were here, but that was supposed to be your specialty. And John Harbaugh being his specialty being secondary and special teams, that being our problems right now, only 2 weeks into the season, but that's what everybody on talk radio is talking about all the time. Do you think that it might be an issue of perhaps a coach hiring people below him for the coordinator positionships that maybe you're kind of overthinking yourself when you're in a position of leadership, that you want to hand them the total job to do it, but maybe you're thinking back to really you trust yourself and you think that you can do it better? Is that part of it?
Sure, that's a possibility. At the end of the day now, you know, if you could scheme it and if it were all about coaching, coaches would make what players make and players would make what coaches make. At the end of the day, you got to have talent. John's an excellent coach, one of the best special teams coaches ever in the game. And what you're saying might have some credence in the terms of, you know, that's the one position that you're going to coach over to a certain degree. So that might have some validity to it, but I don't know who his secondary coach is, but I know he's got faith in his staff. You learn real quick when you sit in that chair. You got there because you were an offensive guy, a defensive guy, whatever. The minute you sit in that chair, you're just a head coach. If you're an offensive head coach or a defensive head coach, then you're going to go back to being an offensive or defensive coordinator because you're not going to last very long. And you better hire guys that know more about their position than you do. If I know more about offensive line play than my line coach, I got the wrong line coach because you just can't do it all. So I doubt that that's the problem, and I think people are overestimating. There are no geniuses in this business. There just aren't. Whatever side that you were nurtured on getting into that position doesn't guarantee it's about the talent level. And if they're struggling in the secondary, it's probably because the talent level in the secondary isn't quite what it is maybe on the other parts of the team. So I don't know that that's a real factor. But you have to be conscious of that as a coach to make sure that you're giving your coaches an opportunity to do what you brought them in to do.
If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.